know everything about us, from ourselves. Too much, too big, too loud. But I thought this island was full of noises.
I get the gist of it.
Colonel, do you copy? Come in, Colonel. It's Snake. Colonel, I'm lost. And I'm afraid. This facility, it's supposed to be a munitions depot, but it just looks like a park. Colonel, I think I may have infiltrated the wrong timeline. The chopper must have fallen through some temporal loop somewhere between Mother Base and the drop zone. Colonel, do you copy? Are you there? Colonel, I'm lost. Temporally, physically, psychically. Colonel, I'm unsure as to who I am. I've killed so many men. I have to drive this demon inside of me out. Build a better future. But how? If I don't know who, or where, or when I am? Or who any of you are? You know everything about us, from ourselves. Too much, too big, too loud. But I thought this island was full of noises.
I get the gist of it.
Colonel, come in. Colonel, do you copy? If you're there, Colonel, or anyone from Foxhound, Colonel, you've double-crossed me before. I haven't forgotten that time you tried to give me a heart attack, you old bastard. Fool me once. Shame on you. You fool me, you can't get fooled again. Colonel, or whoever it is listening in on this channel, you can at least bear witness to these memories floating to the surface. Memories are fragile things. After you've reduced them into binary numbers and send them through the air, they're not memories anymore. They exist somewhere between the sounds, between the pictures. Nevertheless, I slide open the door of the chopper to reveal a sweeping panoramic view. Networks of exposed pipes, cranes, and aerials glowing in emergency orange against the azure waters of the Seychelles. It's a disused oil rig, repurposed as the base of operations for a fearsome private army. And it's my pride and joy. Mother Base. From here, Colonel, we surreptitiously control the world, or at least put manners on its worst excesses. Ostensibly curtailing the proliferation of nuclear weapons, but other things too, Colonel. Wet work. Rubbing our noses in the bloody battlefield dirt. All for revenge. The world calls for wet work, and we answer. Another memory, Colonel. I step off the chopper, and I'm covered in blood. The khaki canvas of my fatigue stained in dark brown patches. The blood forms a shiny slick on the less absorbent surfaces of my battle dress. It glistens in the setting sun, and flies buzz around my dust-caked hair. I approach one of the diamond dogs. They spring into a heel-click salute, greeting me with platitudes about how great it is to serve under me. I respond by punching him in the face before putting him in a chokehold. He thanks me. This kind of interaction increases the men's morale. Walking around Mother Base is a relief. There's no enemies. I don't have to be in an anxious state of battle-ready alertness. Here, it's just me, Kaz, and the Diamond Dogs. A secret outfit of highly trained dogs of war, answerable to no nation, free to choose our battles, hand in hand with the invisible hand, leveling the playing field, undermining the efforts of maniacal nihilists bent on pulling the world apart through viruses, parasites, mech robots, and railguns. Colonel, perhaps Mother Base functions as a militaristic fantasy of men and hardware, untethered from the state, but also untethered from a life beyond war, from family, from social reproduction, from the tropes of soldiers fighting for their spouses, sons, daughters, an image of life after war. Below or above their role as warriors, the Diamond Dogs become a textural backdrop of speed, virility, omnipotent power, surveillance, technology, and intelligence. It's been said that all masculinity is the fear that other men don't think that you are a man. And to prove them wrong, Colonel, you've gotta kill. Or at least show that you can beat them. The men on Mother Base only wait. They wait to be deployed, or wait for orders, or wait to be put in a chokehold. But what was here before still haunts this place. Specters drift through its salty networks of pipes and platforms. Or something worse than specters. Ghosts of ghosts, Colonel. The black gold that this rig once siphoned from the Earth's crust was a kind of exorcism. Oil made from the absorption of the sun's energy through plant and animal matter over millions of years, passed through the death and condensed into the lubricant of capital since the invention of the combustion engine. Drawn up from the surface, from hell, Colonel. But we're going deeper. This corpse juice should have been left in the ground, but instead it was set alight, its billions of ghosts released into the air as carbon. And now, Colonel, these ghosts of ghosts, stick to me. I thought at first it was semen, Colonel. Mine, or the men, or Kaz. Lord knows we're jerking it 24/7, Colonel. Sharing it, smearing ourselves with it. But no, It's something closer to ghostly residue. Ectoplasm. Ectos, outside. Plasma, formed or molded. A connective tissue between the world of the living and the world of the dead. Diamond dogs as ghosts of ghosts. Ash scattered to the heartless sea. Fultoned dogs of war. Ectoplasmatic residues. Sperm from the men cooped up, the men fucking each other, and me, and Kaz. But no, Colonel, it's ghosts. It's ghosts of ghosts. It's ghosts all the way down!
Visited the actual space. Oh, you've visited.
God damn it.
Oh, come.
Colonel, come in. Colonel, I've assembled this model. It's made from plastic bottles fished out of the waters around Mother Base, and hot glue, and some kind of tape I found in an old storeroom on the R&D platform. I don't know how to explain it, Colonel. Its forms, its colors don't amount to an accurate representation of Mother Base. But something is evoked, some memory of blood, of oil, of getting lost in another complex building. The Winchester Mystery House. A memory. We broke in. I was 10, with a neighbor. We got lost, Colonel. So lost that the security didn't know we were still there and locked us in after closing. To describe the house, Colonel, it was massive. A huge Victorian mansion in the heart of present-day Silicon Valley. Supposed to be the most haunted house in America and thought to be a strangely anachronistic model for the microchip that was to give the valley its name some 70 years later. To return to my memory, I was terrified, Colonel. The house was huge and confusing by design. Doors opened onto brick walls, staircases leading into the ceiling, and then other secret portals behind bookcases, revealing tunnels leading to rooms within rooms. At first it was exciting. We were small enough to duck between the shadows unnoticed. But gradually, me and my neighbor became separated in the house. And it was only when the lights went out that I realized we were both lost. I remember suddenly feeling as though I was in the belly of a beast, like I'd been eaten by a building. I was found the next morning by cleaning staff, cold and crying in the windowless seance room at the heart of the house. I was reportedly delirious, Colonel, clawing the air as though batting away invisible entities and repeating the cryptic phrase, "Wide unclasp these tables of their thoughts. These same thoughts people this little world." My foster mother didn't punish me. She could see that being stuck in that room had taught me something. Instead, she explained how the house came to be built. Sarah Winchester was the widow to Wilfred Winchester, who made his fortune with the Winchester repeating rifle, the gun that won the West. Sarah's husband died, age 43, from TB, not long after their daughter died, age 2, from a wasting disease. Widowed, alone, and grief-stricken, Sarah consulted a medium in Boston for some answers. The medium told her that her family had died because the Winchester Rifle Company's fortune was cursed by the ghosts of everyone who had been shot by the gun. At that stage, some 70,000 people, including a vast amount of Native Americans, slaughtered as part of the colonial conquest of the American frontier. 70,000 ghosts, Colonel, all bent on revenge. Distraught, the rich widow pleaded with the medium to lift her curse. The medium said it was impossible, and that the only way to keep the ghosts at bay was to build a labyrinthine mansion in which to trap them. So she did. Construction started in 1884 and continued for 38 years straight. A team of 13 carpenters built that house 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 38 years. The noise was constant. Hammering, sawing, and sanding, which only stopped the day that Sarah died. By that time, the house had 161 rooms, 47 fireplaces, 17 chimneys, 2 ballrooms, 40 bedrooms, and 10,000 windows. This face, Colonel. This face isn't mine. Who am I? I'm David. I was born in California, Mountain View, near that house. The Winchester house. I'm sure of it, Colonel. I have memories, foster parents, the military academy, training under the boss, CQC, the rush of my first missions, my first taste of blood, the smell of gunpowder, my fallen comrades. All of it, Colonel. No. My face. This isn't my face!
This isn't my face! This isn't my face either! This isn't my face!
Flashbacks of the crash. The bomb cut out of paths, flames, shrapnel, the whirling of the chopper's blades through black smoke and flame. Then pain and fear, muffled by the instant shock of cold, salt water. I suffered extensive injuries. 108 foreign bodies embedded in my flesh and bone. The shrapnel was removed, although certain pieces located close to my heart and my skull were too risky to extract. I lost my left arm, but I still have my left arm. Who am I, Colonel? The wiki says my mind was implanted with Big Boss's memories and personality through induced hypnagogia. That's the state of mind just as you drift off to sleep, that strange space of free association before you dip below the meniscus of consciousness. Strange phrases and images. Lolly lule lo. A man in a gas mask telling me I have not saved very often. It's just a box. Tasty. I won't scatter your ashes to the Heartless Sea.
Kept you waiting, huh? I'm Solid Snake. I'm Liquid Snake. Solid as Snake. I am les enfants terribles. I'm a child soldier piloting a Metal Gear. Who is the 43rd President of the United States of America? Who was George W. Bush? But I'm Big Boss, taking contracts with the CIA, working hand in hand with the Mujahideen. Wet work, picking off Soviets in northern Kabul. I'm all of these men, and I'm none. I'm faceless. I can't remember my face. I'm also you, and you, and you. You're the ones pulling the strings. All right, Colonel. I'm out of the hot zone. No enemy forces in pursuit. I'm en route to the drop zone for exfiltration. Over and out.
Woo!